Hello everyone, welcome back to the Life in Harmony YouTube channel where we discuss all things organizing. My name is Kate Hilton and I'm the owner of Harmony Organizing, helping people in the Washington, D.C. region de-stress with beautifully organized spaces. Today I want to tackle how to overcome the overwhelm when we're talking about decluttering or starting an organizing project. A lot of times people get overwhelmed and paralyzed by a space because of the amount or just the anxiety surrounding a certain area in their home is just so much. So I wanted to share some ways to get started, some techniques and questions that you can ask yourself throughout the process to make things go a little bit more seamlessly and be less overwhelming. So to get started, I have two different ways that I love to get started depending on the client. And so my first way is to think of the space in your home that would be just the biggest game changer for you if that space got organized, right? The biggest relief if that area were to get tackled. And let's maybe start there. If that area also sort of happens to be the most overwhelming, anxiety-producing area of them all, let's shift gears and switch to the least overwhelming space, the closet, the laundry room, something that is just less overwhelming. And so what I mean when I say get started is to go to that space and pick a small area, a drawer, a shelf, a certain section of rod in a closet to go through the clothes on those hangers, a smaller area within that space, and we're going to set a timer for 10 minutes. And in those 10 minutes, we're going to go through as much as we can in that area and decide what we're going to keep, what we're going to get rid of, to slowly sort of chip away at that space. And 10 minutes is enough time to go through a significant amount, but it's not such an overwhelming, we have to tackle this whole room, amount of time. So pick an area within a space that's small, set a timer for 10 minutes and start to go through those items. So some of the questions that you can ask yourself when you're starting to go through items, and there's three major ones. Is this something that you use? And be realistic. Like we do have to sort of be a little bit of a ruthless editor when it comes to the items that are in our home, because we just accumulate so much via gift or hand-me-down, or we over-purchased because we didn't know what we had and then we found more. So we do have to be a bit ruthless about how we actually use these items. Is this something that actually gets used? So if you have 4 spatulas, how many are you actually using, right? So is it something that gets used? And be realistic. Is it something that you love? If it's something that you love, you gifted it to yourself, it was a gift to you, something that you don't necessarily use often, but you just really love it, then we'll hold on to it. There's no pressure to get rid of things that we love. And then the last question, and I love this question, is this something that you would buy right now? And things come in and out of season, trends come and go. Our bodies change throughout time, our styles change throughout time, our aesthetic changes throughout time. And so is this something that you would buy right now? And if the answer is no, then it's likely a candidate to go. And so kind of asking those 3 questions can kind of give you a basic framework of how to go about getting rid of items. And I made another video for reasons, like typical reasons that people get stuck decluttering, that kind of goes a lot more in depth into the guilt that we feel getting rid of things and the reasons why we feel guilt, and have some questions that you can ask yourself if you are feeling this for a certain reason, to kind of help reframe certain things and get to the root of why you're having a hard time or what the guilt is about. And so that video is reasons you get stuck decluttering. And so that's a great resource as well. If you're decluttering and feeling guilty, I would absolutely watch that video to get some more in-depth answers on that. But so do you use it? Do you love it? And is it something that you would buy now? And then decluttering shouldn't be, it should be a quicker process, right? And here's a way that you can make it quicker and kind of come back to some items and revisit those. So make a yes pile, make a no pile, and make a maybe pile. And as you're going through items, it should be a pretty quick yes, no. If it's something that you're spending, more than 5 or 10 seconds thinking about, you're not sure, put it in the maybe pile and we'll come back to it. We want to get through as much as we can. So quick yes, quick no, and then if it's something that's taking a little bit longer, let's set it to the side and come back after we've gone through everything. You do have to come back to the maybe pile and go through it, but the yes, no pile should be a pretty quick thing, and then we can come back to the maybe pile. So I hope that's helpful information. So again, just to recap, when we're talking about getting started, pick a space in your home that would be the biggest game changer for you, or if that's too overwhelming, then maybe let's shift and pick the least overwhelming space for you. And let's start there. Pick a small area within that space, a drawer, a shelf, a certain section of clothes to go through. And do you love it? Do you use it? Is it something that you would buy now? and then make a yes pile, make a no pile, and a maybe pile to kind of help you get a framework for the process, so that you can, tackle these spaces and reclaim them. So I hope that's helpful. I would love any comments you have or questions that you have. You can post them below, or you can also DM us on any of our social media platforms. We love to engage with you and answer any questions that you have and help you through this process. So that's all for now. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.